I wouldn't call it rape. I think I was underage. I'll call it defilement. I was 13 plus then. This man defied me. That was when he now jumped up and said, I'm going to marry you, whether I like it or not, by force. So I was forced into marriage. I got used to my abuser. I'm Priscilla Joshua, a mother of 3 cuties. So this ways back to when I was 12 plus. I lost my dad when I was 12 plus. This was when the person that caused me this pain is the person I ended up getting married to. He was a family friend, a man of God for that matter. So after the death of my dad, that was when I was 12 plus, he came to meet my mom a year after and told my mom that I would love to take care of this, your daughter. I'm from a family of 8, so we are 4 female, 2 male. So my mom had this trust for him because 1, he's a man of God, of course. 2, she has known him for years. So she said, wow, that would be very nice because the load is huge on me. So I came to Lagos in the year 2003. Yeah, 2003. I was 13 plus then. Let me assume my mom left today. The very next day, this man raped me. I wouldn't call it rape. I think I was underage. I'll call it defilement. This man defied me. Even my mom, till she died, she was not aware. My family was not aware till 2 years ago. I had to open up to my family. So that is my growing up and how I got to meet this man. This abuse continued for 8 good years. Then I came to Lagos. I was naive. I was still a child. I don't have friends. I don't know anyone in Lagos. There is no way of communicating with my mother except through his phone. So when he calls, he will be there. The phone will be on speak out. So I dare not tell my mom what I'm going through. And this is a man that always threatens me that if I should tell anybody about what he did, that he will kill me. This person I'm talking about is general overseer of our church. He only trained me SS1, SS2, SS3. My result was perfect. I wanted to study medicine. But due to his jealousy, he said, you are too pretty. I'm not pretty again now. You needed to see me then. You're too pretty. Men will go after you. So that was how it tarnished my dream of becoming a medical doctor. That one just ended just like that. It's continued for 8 years. I now said, this has to stop. That was when he now jumped up and said, I'm going to marry you, whether I like it or not, by force. So I was forced into marriage. I had no choice because I know many people will say, why? Until you're the one wearing the shoe. You know, I got used to my abuser. So I said, fine, what could go wrong? Let's continue where we stopped. This was 2011. He came to my people and they gave him the list. He did introduction. And he said the money then was 120,000 before the bride price. So he said that the amount is much. 23rd of July, 2011. We did white wedding. So the abuse never stopped. So since the while I came, I set my feet into his house. It continued. The beatings, the bashing, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse, the spiritual abuse. And if I want to say, let me tell a member or an elder, he'll say, what are you preaching? Because I went to Bible school. I have my bachelor's degree in theology. He said, what are you preaching? Should be a woman of God. I was like, yeah. What will people say? Then I had 10 miscarriages before my second son. That is 11. 6 miscarriages before my daughter. That is a total of 17 miscarriages due to domestic violence, due to beatings from this man. I can't recall the times I slept outside. I love praising God. I love worshiping God. So when I'm overwhelmed, I will just go to my keyboard. I play, I sing. I say, God, why me? If my dad didn't die, I wouldn't be in this kind of situation. I remember while growing up, I was always saying, I always had this dream of getting married to the man who will love me, pamper me, who will treat me like a princess. I never knew I was in for it. I never knew I was getting married to the devil's incarnate himself, if I'm to use that language. So I had a total of 17 miscarriages. And even as I went to the hospital, these 3 kids that I had, he never followed me to the hospital. I was there on my own. I never knew love from this man. So fast forward to 2022, 2022, last 2 years. Out of the blues, he just told me that he wants to pay my bride price. My mom died 2021. I said, wow, what a wow. Just like that, you want to pay bride price? He said, yes. I never knew there was something behind this. I never knew he and his family have planned ahead to, what's the language to use? To oppress an orphan like me. I never knew. So we traveled to the village with my kids on the 6th of April 2022. And even before then, I traveled a day before they came. My kinsmen were asking me, is there any problem? I said, no. I was just keeping all this things to myself. Though before I travel, I told his family, I'm going to tell my kinsmen of all the abuse. Is it the spot where he poured me hot water? How many years ago? The mark is in my body. It's 2022 that he pushed me and I landed with my head on the floor. I was bleeding through my nose. I was bleeding through my ear. And this man still had the audacity to climb me that night and tell me you can do nothing. In that situation, I don't know how I survived that night. But that was the day I swore that I would defend myself. So my kinsman asked again, is there any issue? I said nothing because they have begged me not to tell my kinsmen. So they came, they paid bride price, and they left. Without me, they said the vehicle they came with, the Sienna is filled up. Who does that? So this happened on Thursday, 21st. On Friday, 22nd, one of my kinsmen was calling them. They said they are in a meeting because they said they will send me transport to come back to their village. My other brother called. They said they're in a meeting. I told my other brother, I'm feeling somehow in my space. This man wants to take my children away because I went to the states where he said my children would be. They were not there. I had to travel that same night. I didn't have any transport with me again. I was involved in an accident. I was unconscious for hours. I still said, no, I need to get to the village. I came out on the road around to 7. I was crying and begging for money to get to the village because my phone was 1% and no money with me, nobody to talk to, nobody to ask for help. But as I was crying, an elderly woman asked what happened. I explained to her. Today, I don't know if that person is a human being or an angel. She was the one that gave me transport fare. So when I got to the village, I said, this wickedness is too. I was crying and shouting on top of my voice. I said, this wickedness is too much. For the past 19 years, someone who calls himself a man of God, who calls himself a husband, will not treat me the way he treated me, worse than a beggar. So he came with his elder brother, with 2 police officers that look at the suspects. I was dumbfounded. I said, what did I do? They said I was threatening them with knife. I was chasing them with agay and cutlass. I was chasing them with, they just cooked up one story. And that their uncle had to intervene, who was also one of their kinsmen. He said, on Sunday, I will bring her to the station myself. All this was happening in his village. And school has resumed. We are still in the village. I said, when are we going back? This children needs to start school. Domestic responsibility, I was shouldering it. The only thing he does is pay house rent, pay school fees. So that same year that he said he wanted to pay my bride price, he now said, it'd be like, say, we are going to split the school fees. I said, Oga, you lie. I say, you lie. I have tried my best. I am not doing again. So that aside, on Sunday, we went to the station. Do you know it took these people hours? We went to the station with the uncle by 10. They came by 1. The whole family ganged up against me. I don't know if they bribed the police people. My lawyers are saying probably they bribed the police people. So I called my elder sister and she said, are you still doing? I said, no, sister, this one is not marriage again. that God has been giving me sign. I've been trying my best to make this work. So when my family got to know, my kinsmen said they can't come on Monday because of sit at home in the East. But my younger sister again saw us, came still that Monday and said, can she bill me? They said no. They started turning around. But before they said anybody can come and bill me. They now said they started naming things she needed to have before she can bill me. So my elder brother had to call my kinsmen and say, see what is happening now. They said, okay, that's that Monday sit at home. There's nothing they can do. But first thing Tuesday morning, they will come. So they sent one of my kinsmen. That was the very day I was billed. So that was what happened. Thank God I'm working. Thank God I have a means of livelihood that I will tell this man I am no longer interested. Marriage is not do or die. So when we came back, my daughter hugged me. She was crying, Mommy, I missed you. Daddy locked you up. I said, yes, he locked me up. So he left that very day for God knows where. And while in the village, I was the one feeding the family. My father-in-law married 3 wives. My mother-in-law is the first wife. My father-in-law is late. So me, that is Father Christmas now, because that's what I'll call myself. I will cook. I'll give my mother-in-law, give the first son. The first son has also chased his wife. The children are with him. I'll give the third wife. I'll give my step sister-in-law. Till I drained the money in my account. That was when this man now came in to show his true color. He came back on the 24th of May, 2022. He now said, that he's coming. He went to drink in the village square. So 2 of my kids were not feeling fine, my second son and my daughter. I now took permission from my mother. She said, no problem. While I was in the village, if I want to go and pee, I will take permission. If I want to charge my phone, I will take permission. If I want to spit and cough, I will take permission. That was how controlling this family was. So I stepped out to go and get those things. Coming back, I did not hear, mommy, oyo. Everywhere was quiet. It's a family house. So I walked up to my sister-in-law. I said, come, where are my children? She said, go and ask your mother-in-law. My head have started turning. I said, God, I hope he has not done this thing. I hope he has not done. And I watched that day. I saw the cloth in the wire. He has packed the cloths, most of the cloths, even though the thing has not dried. I quickly rushed. See me, I was looking like a mad person that day. I crashed into the room. The bag, lo and behold, he has packed almost all their clothes. I broke down in tears. I said, Jesus, I called all his line. He was not picking my call. I said, this man has finally abducted my kids. And he said this thing. I told his brothers, they were just telling me, calm down. Maybe he took them to Mr. Biggs. I said, Mr. Biggs with dirty cloth and clothes that have not dry. Mr. Biggs, do I look like a child? I said, I've been to family, but the minute you touch my children, you have brought out the lioness in me. I said, I've had enough from this family. I said, the children I catered for, the children I carried 9 months, that none of you showed me love. So I told the family, you people have deceived me by telling me not to tell my kinsmen about the abuse. What happened? You people locked me up. Now you are telling me to keep quiet. I said, no. I called my sister, I called my brother, I called my kinsmen. My elder brother, I called the IPO in charge of my case. The same man that came to arrest me. He said I should wait after 24 hours, I'll be 48 hours. If I don't hear from them, I should come and make entry. I said, me, I cannot wait 48 hours. The family now came, said that they have called him. He said he's in a social place with the children. I said, why is he not picking my call? So I went to human rights in the village. I also went to human rights in their states. We call it Wako. And they served him and his mother because she pioneered. In fact, she was the one that called him on phone and told him she has left, so Oya, come and carry them. I got this information from very confidential. I won't mention the person's name. They were now angry. Why did I go to human rights? Why did I go to human rights? I said, I have gone to human rights because I did not see my children. And he stole them because without my consent, it is called stealing, even though he's their father. So long story short, the family now said, because of me going to human rights, I need to leave their family house. I said, hey, it has gotten to this point. You want to chase me now, Abi? Before you know, I got a call from my landlady in Lagos. She said, come, where are you? I said, I'm in the village. She said, I don't understand though. He has come to your shop to pack some things.